Hello GibbsCAM users. Today we're going to show you something in 5-axis in our 5-axis series. This will be number 3, and we're going to show you something on links on how to use clearance planes, clearance cylinders, etc. In this one we're going to show you clearance cylinder. So as you can see, I have my part here, 5-axis part, little offset there, and if we bring up our machine, you're going to see where it's sitting in our machine. Gives you a little bit better idea of where it's sitting. So let's bring up our 5-axis process, and of course we're going to stay on the XY plane. Going to click on the surface paths tab, and this time we're going to go morph between two curves. So I'm going to choose the first edge curve, zoom this up a little bit, turn on edge selection. I'm going to select this edge, and our second edge curve is going to be this bottom one right here. And of course the drive surface, make sure you have face selection on, click that face, click OK. And now we're going to go to the tool axis control. We're doing 5-axis, of course, being tilted relative to the cutting direction. Rest of this will leave the same for both processes. The lead angle is 0 and the tilt angle basically 0, perpendicular pretty much to the tool itself and orthogonal to the cut direction at each position. Gouge check, we're just going to leave this off for the moment. And I'm going to go to the link command because this is what we want to show you. Now I don't have anything here as far as lead in, lead out. You can choose to put those in, which I usually do, but for this exercise we don't need to. But I'm going to click on the retracts tab here. And as you can see, the clearance area, we can choose either automatic, and of course all these other options go away. We can do plane. This is more for flat areas, flat surfaces, things like that for clearances. Or you can choose cylinder, which is what we're going to choose, or you have sphere. Something more rounded. If you want to do a sphere, you can see the graphic there. But we're going to choose cylinder, and in this time we're going to choose the direction as the Z-axis here. And I'm going to click on user defined. So I'm going to click on user defined, click the 3 dots, and I want it to go through this, the X, Y, Z. I can't move this while this window's up, but I want it to go through the X, Y, Z, which is in the middle of this part here. So I'm just going to keep those at X0, Y0, Z0. And our clearance radius is going to be 1.5 inches because it's user defined. I'm going to click on OK and click on do it. And here we have our part. Let's get it into the right orientation so you can see it here better. Actually, you want this direction. And as you can see, it's just like we said, parallel to the Z-axis, which is right here. And you can see our clearance area, 1.5 inches right through here. So you can see if I was to run the rendering, let's just do OpSim. Let's rewind. Let's actually move this up to the top here. And if let's go to the right orientation here, rewind and play. And as you can see, let's start over, run this again. And as you can see, it's going to the 1.5 inch clearance plane, clearance radius. Each time it goes around to do another tool path here, of course. Speed this up a bit, but you can get the idea here. Speed that up some. So as you can see, it's going to the 1.5 inch clearance plane, which is of course parallel with the Z-axis. But as you can see, it's gouging the part. Now if we wanted to, we could put a larger clearance plane instead of 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, 2.5. That would clear the part probably, but then you're going to be cutting a lot of air, so you're going to wrap it out to here, wrap it in here, feed again, and come off, wrap it clear out to here, move over again. So doing this multiple times is going to take a lot more time. Of course, we have it very coarse step overs here, and if you had smaller step overs here, and every time it goes out to 2 inch and back down, you're wasting a lot of time there. So we want to be a little more efficient. So let's open up this process again. And the surface pass will be the same. Our tool axis control will be exactly the same. We're not using gouge check this time. And the link, everything will be the same here except for the retracts. So let's click on this again. Actually, let's move this over a little bit, make it a little easier to see. All right, let's go to the retracts again. This time, instead of using the Z-axis, we're still doing cylinder, but this time we're using instead of the Z-axis, we're going to choose user-defined, and of course this time we're going to click on the 3 dots. And you have a choice of by start and end point or by base and direction. We're going to choose by start point and end point. So my start point is going to be X0, Y0, Z0, which is right here. And even if I zero these out, just to show you here. And if you click on the 3 dots, it wants to know where the second point is for your axis here, your clearance. I'm going to click on that point, click OK. And you can see it inputs the values there, so I'll click OK. And through the user defined, I'm going to click on that. I want it to go through, of course, the X0, Y0, Z0 is where the through point's going to be. Everything else down here is going to be the same. But let's go to the surface pass because I need to choose those again. So my first one is going to be edge selection on, this edge up here. The second morph curve will be this one, and of course the drive surface face selection on, select the surface there, and this time we're just going to click on redo. And as you can see here, if we move our part, let's turn off edge selection there. As you can see, our part's a lot more efficient, so every time it gets done with a path, it's going to go out just to our 1.5 inches, which is just barely larger than our cylinder here, and up and over, back down, and then of course our feed in and feed out, etc. through the whole thing. So a lot more efficient on that. So if we were to run the OpSim, let's rewind it again, slow it down, click on play. Let's orient it so we can see it better. Okay. And as you can see, it's going around and just barely coming up off of our cylinder and back over to the next path. And you can see it stays the same throughout the whole path. Now if we run this in our machine, again, it's following the cylinder as it goes down, of course cutting it, and then of course the clearance is just barely clearing the part as we told it to. So a lot more efficient toolpath for your 5-axis parts. Don't forget to use this link command. This will help quite a bit on a lot of parts, especially cylinders, things like that that are not really parallel or perpendicular with one of the axes. And of course this can be either X, Y, Z, or automatic or user defined. I don't use automatic too much, but that works pretty good. But I like to use the user defined because then I can tell it the clearances I actually want to go. So hopefully this helps on some of your 5-axis parts, and thank you for watching.